Hey baddies, it's your girl Shaman. I'm back with another video. If you're new here to my channel, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you could be a baddie too. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I glued these Swarovski crystals onto my retainers. But before we get into the video, number one, I am not a professional. I'm not a dentist or an orthodontist. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not recommending that you do this. However, I will show you how I did it. Because I do think the method that I used was one of the safest methods that you could probably do. But for several reasons, I am not going to recommend that you do this. Number one, because it could damage your retainer. Number two, if one of the rhinestones were to fall off in your sleep and you were to swallow it, it could cause bodily harm. And I'm not 100% sure how safe the mixture is that I mixed up. You'll see later in the video, the glue, you kind of have to mix it up. I'm not 100% sure how safe that is if you were to swallow it. I would recommend using that over Gorilla Glue or Crazy Glue or Loctite, anything like that, because that definitely is not body safe. But my assumption using the denture repair kit that I used was that since they're marketing it to fix dentures and people are going to be wearing the dentures in their mouth 24/7, not 24/7, but long enough, I figured it would be safer to use that for my retainers and to keep that in my mouth, because that's what they're using it for. That's what it was made for, if that makes sense. So I know that was a lot, okay, but I'm going to go ahead and get straight into the video.
You got me twisted. You got me twisted.
Alright, so after cleaning my retainers, the next step to prep them for the retainer gems is to sand down the area that you plan on placing the gems on. Now, I bought Swarovski crystals from Michaels. I will try and find them online and link them down in the description. Now, sanding the area is important because it will help them to adhere a lot better and last longer on the retainers. It's important that you only sand the specific spot that you plan on placing them and not the entire surface of the tooth. But it's also kind of a risky thing because it can cause your retainers to crack or break more easily. Additionally, roughening up the area and creating a bunch of ridges and grooves will cause more buildup on the retainers and make them more difficult to clean. Now, if you haven't seen my retainer videos, I will link them up in the corner now. I have a total of 4 sets of retainers from Invisalign to use over my lifetime. So I felt safe sanding down these retainers because I know I have 3 more as a backup. Now, if you only have 1 set of retainers, then you might want to skip this step because, again, it can damage your retainers and cause them to break. So now what I'm doing is mixing up the stuff from the Dentemp Repair It Kit. This is a denture repair kit. I'll post a picture up in the corner so that you can see what I'm talking about. It comes with a powder and a liquid that you need to mix up. And it also comes with the sandpaper that I used and the little container that you see it in, plus the stir that you will see me stirring it with eventually. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the liquid. Now this liquid is very loud smelling, so it's important that you are in a well ventilated area or that you have a window that you can open. You don't want to be in a small enclosed space opening this stuff because it is very nauseating. Now, this liquid also comes with a warning label that says that it's flammable and to avoid contact with the skin. I'm going to be honest with y'all, I got it on my skin a couple of times because I wasn't being careful. Nothing happened to me. It didn't burn my skin off or anything, but I did want to put that in there because it is on the warning label, so I will just go ahead and repeat it. Be very careful when using this product. I apologize that y'all couldn't see me mixing it up. I wasn't paying attention because I was kind of scrambling. I forgot to sand the back of the crystals. Just like sanding the retainers, it's important so that the glue can have some extra grip between the retainers and the crystals. So I was not paying attention and I really was trying to hurry up before the mixture got too sticky and ended up hardening and I couldn't use it. Because you'll see, hopefully, that there is a very specific consistency that you need, but once you get to that consistency, you have about 30 to 45 seconds before it fully dries down and then it's not usable anymore. So right now I'm checking the consistency. You want it to be like a syrupy consistency, but like I said, once you get to that point, you only have about 30 to 45 seconds to really use the product. So now I'm picking up the crystals that I sanded down. dipping it in the glue, the mixture, and then I'm adhering it to my retainers. So now I'm going to go ahead and place the second crystal onto my retainers. Now it's important that you don't use the mixture before it gets to the right consistency. If it's too loose, it'll be too runny and watery, and then when you place the crystals, they're not going to stay in place. They're going to kind of be sliding around. So unfortunately, you do have to wait till it gets to the perfect consistency, and then you have to work fast. That's the one thing that I don't like about this product. If I was going to end up putting more crystals than the 2 that I put onto my retainers, I really would not have had the time to do it. So now what I'm doing to secure the crystals in place is taking my thumb and applying pressure on them. It's important that you be careful with this step because they still can slide around and cause a big mess, and then they're not going to stick properly. So you have to be very careful when you're applying the pressure, but that's what I'm doing. And then you'll kind of see me taking the end of my nail and cleaning up any excess glue. Now this step you also need to be careful because you can end up pulling some of the glue from underneath the crystal, and then it's not going to stick right. So it's a very tedious process, but I personally think that it is worth the struggle and the hassle that you have to go through because they do last on the retainers a very long time. Alright you guys, so this is the finished product. Let me zoom you guys in. This is what they look like. They are pretty even if you ask me. I just think this one is more forward than this one. This one is dead in the center of this tooth, whereas this one is more towards the front. Just a hair. But to be quite honest, let me zoom you guys back out because I look rusty. To be quite honest with you, I am completely satisfied with where they're placed because most people don't even notice that I have them in anyway. And unless you're staring at them really hard, you can't tell that they're uneven. Plus, it's not a permanent fix. This is my second time gluing these onto my retainers. The first time, they lasted for about a week. And then I don't know if I swallowed one of them or if it popped off or what happened. But eventually, one of them did come off. And all I had to do was take my fingernail and pop the other one off. And I just kind of filed off the extra glue. So it's not a permanent fix. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect. Like I said, most people don't notice it. Eventually they're going to come off anyway, and I will glue them on again, so we can always just try again the next time. But yeah, this is what they look like. Again, I'm very happy with where they're sitting. I just like that it adds a little something extra to my mouth for the time being. Alright, really quickly before I end this video, there are a couple of steps that I didn't put in the video because it just kind of would have been a waste of time. What I didn't show you was that after I adhered the crystals to my retainers, I applied pressure for about a minute, let them sit for another 4 minutes. So you're going to let them sit for a total of 5 minutes. Then after that, you're going to put them in warm water for 10 minutes. Not hot water, not boiling water, warm water for 10 minutes. The first couple of times that I did this process, I didn't read the instructions and I just stuck the crystals onto my retainers. Thought I could wait until they air dried and then the next day they popped off. It wasn't until I read the instructions and finished those extra steps that I was able to really get the crystals to adhere onto my retainers. They lasted for like a week and a half until one of them eventually did end up popping off. Like I said in the video, I took my thumb and popped off the second one. So it's definitely not a permanent fix. You definitely want to be careful, like I said earlier too. You don't want to accidentally swallow any of the crystals. It could damage your internal organs. But yeah, other than that, that is all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you got to the end of this video, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Also, make sure that you hit that bell notification so that you get notified when I post every Sunday at 5 p.m. except for Vlogmas. Once the new year starts, I will be back on my regular Sunday at 5 p.m. schedule. If you like this type of content, give me a big thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about this process, please feel free to leave a comment down in my comment section. While you're down there, there's going to be a link in my description. I want you guys to click on that. Go listen to my music. Let me know if you like it or not. Come back, leave a comment. You know, I'd greatly appreciate it. Make sure that you follow me on social media at Sham the Baddest. And other than that, I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.